Hello, my name is Travis, and as Jeff mentioned, I am Canadian, so I say A and about and process, so if you all want to laugh at that, you can get that started right away. I'm here to introduce you to a product, or probably a product you've never seen before called Neolith. It's a new product category in the kitchen countertop market called Sintered Stone, also referred to as an ultra-compact surface. It's probably easiest to understand as a large format porcelain or a large format ceramic, but it's just a little bit more sophisticated than that. What we've technically done is engineered the process of making natural stone. Mother Earth uses atomic diffusion, which is a fancy word for heat and pressure, to combine base minerals to make these beautiful slabs like we do. And what's important about that is what's not in it. There's no chemical binders, there's no resins. We are the largest manufacturer of this type of product on planet Earth. We have two formats, 5x10 and 4x12. We have 4 different thicknesses that I kind of classify based on what you would use them for. 1/8 of an inch being a veneer, predominantly in the cabinetry industry, and some wall tile. 1/4 inch, which is going to be your floor tile, your wall tile. Your 1/2 inch, which is going to be your countertop with an underlayment. And what we're introducing this year is 3/4 inch, which is your 2 cm. That doesn't require an underlayment for a countertop. What's really unique about this product is, first of all, it has no chemical binders, no resins, so it's not a low VOC product, it's a 0 VOC product, even when you subject it to very high heats. You can put your hot pot on it and not worry about it staining or damaging the material. You can cut with your knife right on the countertop, which are going to dull that knife, but don't worry, you can just resharpen your knife right on the countertop. It's 100% recyclable material. We can mimic any type of look, whether it be marble, oxidized metals, weathered steel, or wood. And to note that we're not just a kitchen countertop product. We offer these varying thicknesses, as I mentioned, so that you can do countertops, you can do bathrooms. We are introducing in our booth W117 our new format of 8 foot 6 inch. Although our slabs are huge at 5x10, it does create a lot of waste when you're doing shower surrounds and bathroom walls. So for that, we have an 8 foot 6 sheet now. We also do building facades, which is my personal division of the company, and furniture and indoor wall surfaces. We'd really like you to come visit our booth in the West Hall, W117, all the way on the far left side. We've got kitchen countertops, we've got walls, we've got anything you might want to see. Any questions?
Some nice work, Travis. Very quick, to the point. I'd date you. Where are you going?
Before I question, I got a little trick here for Jeff. Like a magician here.
That's a shiv. What are you doing?
Is that a real screwdriver?
Yes, it is.
You want to come try and scratch it?
Oh, I love doing this. I'm very familiar with this product, and with children, I think it's definitely a must.
So that's not how my kids would do it. My kids would do it like this.
Security, security. I would look psychotic. You, for some reason, because you're from Canada, that looks totally normal.
I just say sorry and it's normal.
Yeah, sorry. That is a pretty cool thing.
Any questions?
Is it through color, the edges finished on the narrow dimensions?
So it's important to understand how it's manufactured. We drop powder out of a hopper and it goes on a conveyor belt. Anything that has that granular look, kind of like a granite, it's going to be through body because that's the way the aggregates have fallen out of the hopper. Anything that has an intentional pattern, like white marbles, we're essentially painting with sand into the slab. So those aren't going to be through body because it's just a decoration on the surface of the material. But it does have depth. It does look like it's a millimeter or 2 into the material.
Very cool. Any more? I will say, something very neat about the product is how thin it can get. So you can do it, I don't know, the sky's the limit. As far as a designer, as far as a carpenter, you can really use you can use it for everything.
Hi. The image on the far right, is that a countertop you're showing us, or it's applied to cabinet doors?
It's applied to cabinet doors. As you mentioned, the thin material is only 1/8 of an inch thick. It doesn't have to be cut. It can be scored and snapped just like glass. So it's actually veneered onto the cabinets, but it's also the countertop as well, too.
And what's the glue in the substrate then? Because you don't want to get warping if it's on plywood.
Same thing you would use with, I have no idea what this person is. It's same thing you would use for same thing you would use for granite or quartz when you're mitering corners. So a quick dry epoxy, 2-part epoxy.
And the substrate material to glue it onto?
The substrate when you're working with a 1/2 inch is going to be like a hardy backer, basically anything but plywood, because plywood's going to expand and contract and pull those miters away. You really shouldn't use that as a substrate for any kitchen countertop material.
MDF?
MDF, yeah, that'll work.
Okay, thanks.
We have a question in the back over here. Gentleman with his hand up.
Are any of the patterns translucent?
Yes,
Sorry?
very good question. Yes, we have a semi-translucent onyx. It's the only slab that comes at 8 millimeters in order to give it that extra durability. But it can be backlit because it is semi-translucent. And what's great about that, instead of working with traditional true onyx, is you're going to get that consistency of backlighting. Once you figure out how to light it, you're going to get the same performance slab to slab to slab to slab.
So, I'm sure you're familiar with Decton.
Yep.
So here's your chance to tell me why you're better than Decton.
Sure. Do I get like 15 more minutes?
Yes.
No, we're all competing products. We're all growing this space together. Decton is a huge conglomerate. The biggest difference from them is they haven't subscribed to the same manufacturing process as everybody else. They invented their own machinery, and they're relatively young, so they're experiencing the same problems we had maybe 10 years ago. But I wouldn't say anything bad about them because they are building the product category the same as we are. The main difference from us to anybody is our proprietary way of doing the finishes. Everybody else does inkjet or rotocolor, which is just a surface treatment, and it fades after 5 to 10 years. We use the same minerals that are in the slab to actually paint those patterns into the material, and it's permanent.
Very cool. I know there's a lot more questions. Unfortunately, we have to cut it off for time. Don't be angry at me. Be angry at the people that are telling me to do that. Let's give Travis a big round of applause.